The Pokemon franchise has become the biggest franchise of all time, pretty much being tailor-made for people of all ages. The series has spawned several different adaptations in various media, whether it be the anime, the games that haven't been good in 10 years, or the cards that introduce millions of kids to the not-so-wonderful world of gameplay. There's also been tons of various books and manga being released, with the first official internationally published manga being made in 1999. This series was made by a manga author named Toshihiro Ono. Now, what other work has this man done? We can see before Pokemon, his only work was... Oh, so yeah, the creator of this manga's only experience before this was writing hentai. The perfect person you want working on your new anime and game series made for children. The Electric Tale of Pikachu had a total of 4 volumes, and went on to become the highest selling comic or manga at the time in America. It was based off the first season of the anime, as we followed Ash throughout his adventures. They adapt certain elements from the anime for the chapters, like Ash beating Brock's Onix with Pikachu, and the time he raced on a Ponyta, among some others. Pikachu and Ash still got jumped by a Fearow, but this time Ash actually catches the Fearow, and when they were fighting, there was a decent amount of blood coming from both Pikachu and Ash. Another key difference was that the series had a ranking for catching each Pokemon, so easier, more common Pokemon like Caterpie would be a D rank, while rare Pokemon like Clefairy would get an A. Professor Oak also is a wandering professor that dresses up like Pokemon while working with Bill, and Ash actually doesn't get his Pikachu from him. Instead, the canon way Ash and Pikachu met is that Pikachu was inside his wall. Nice. Oh, and gas-type Pokemon exist. The art is probably the biggest thing to note here, having the Pokemon be more realistic and cute creatures compared to the anime. I mean, just look at Gyarados and Pinsir. Haunter is also something that you would probably only see in your nightmares. I think it's honestly kind of cool seeing the Pokemon drawn more realistically in this universe. It makes a lot of the Pokédex entries a whole lot more believable, so that when a cute balloon Pokemon kidnaps kids, it doesn't turn out to actually be so cute. Characters in the series also appear a lot more sporadically, with Ash traveling by himself for the most part, having a design closer to Red from the video games. Although the members of his team do stay the same pretty much, along with the addition of Fearow. After his encounter with Brock and Misty, they also don't fully stick around. Instead, there are just random points where he meets them again. Like when he sees Brock at Sabrina's gym. Oh, and Sabrina is a normal, upbeat girl here, rather than, whatever this was.
Be my friends. You promised I could play with you.
Oh, hell no, man.
And on the note of art, rather than just a Pokemon being noticeable, the biggest thing here is clearly the women. Toshihiro really showed off his manga background. I mean, this is Nurse Joy, and this is Misty. Misty is 12. I don't know what Japan's obsession is, but this is not how you should be depicting someone who is 12 years old. Oh, and Brock is an adult in this manga. With this scene, yeah, no. He's going to jail. This stuff was all censored from the international release, with other changes and redraws occurring to make the art more suitable for a Western audience anyway, which sort of begs the question, why did they choose to publish this manga first, opposed to other Pokemon manga that existed at the time? The story also moves pretty fast. We're at the Indigo League about 12 chapters in, and once again, Gary is here. The two actually have a friendly rivalry. Oh, and Ash is fiending for Gary's sister the whole time. And honestly, he's kind of real for that. The two never end up battling here because Ash's rival Richie shows up and steals the show. Similar to the anime, Ash does have to fight Richie, but this time, instead of Charizard taking a fat nap, he says no, and instead tries to kill Richie's Charizard Charlie. And I mean kill. Like at the end of this, Richie's Charizard is bleeding out. He bites his neck, scratches his face, and the only reason Ash loses is because he has to recall Charizard, because he's ashamed that his Charizard is basically murdering the other one. And you know, that's kind of raw for a Pokemon manga. Ash's Charizard was on Demon Time, and he could have won this championship 20 years earlier than it happened. We also go to the Orange Islands, where we fight Drake. And in there's a random chapter where one of the boss trainers becomes a woman for their little sister to finally be happy. And no, I'm not elaborating any further. This is also the only official published work where Jesse and James actually end up together, although they don't actually appear all too often. The series ends with Ash and Gary traveling together, fighting Lugia and seeing him as some divine mythical Pokemon. And that's about it. Honestly, considering how the series portrays itself today, looking back at this thing is sort of weird to see Pokemon being so much more degenerate. Honestly, the manga isn't bad. I think it's cool to see the Pokemon being much more realistic, and the art can be good when it's not showing a literal crime. And if you're wondering, the author did go on to make more, questionable works. And with that, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. That's about it. Thanks for watching. See ya.